about it, and welcome to the 9. More Americans quit their job in April than any other month on record. It's been coined the Great Resignation. But before you do that, you'll want to do a couple of things to make sure you can do that. We'll have a live interview.
That night had a lasting effect. It ignited everything.
Plus, it's a new documentary about November 19th, 2004. The night a brawl rocked the NBA and Detroit. It's called Untold: Malice at the Palace. Lee talks to the director. And Fox 2 is teaming up with the city of Detroit for an all-day animal adoption event. We'll let you know what the goal is and walk you through the process. Hey, it's Friday! We made it! The 9 starts now.
Live from the Fox 2 studios, this is The 9.
Oh, look at this.
Look at us sliding in there with that gangster lean. All right now. All right.
A little Houghton Lake for you.
I think you should. I think you should.
May I?
Yeah.
Please. Oh, here we go.
You are looking live. Houghton Lake.
Right. We need a softer vibe.
No, that's
again.
power,
Softer?
Dina. That's powerful.
What do you
go with that?
Give a sexy Ryan voice.
Oh.
Well,
Do you have that?
I don't know if I
that
have
in
one
the
of
arsenal?
those.
Hey,
Pretty
can I
hardcore over here.
Can I give it a shot? I'll give it a shot.
Thomas, ease us into this, please.
All right now, you're looking live at Houghton Lake, baby. How you feel on this fancy Friday? Lean in to the 9, because we are here for you.
See, we all have our strengths, Tina.
All right now.
Very nice. I am digging these camera shots. Very nice.
Beautiful.
And we know our limitations as well.
Yeah.
It does when we see these beautiful images from all over our state. Kind of bums you out a little bit because here we are at work. Welcome to the 9, everybody, on a Friday. It feels like a Friday around here.
Yes, indeed.
We are excited to be getting through this last day of the week together, right, guys?
And Dina, I'll tell you, it felt like Friday yesterday. So the fact that today feels like Friday is a great thing, Lee Thomas.
Yes, indeed. We're getting through this Friday and big plans, hopefully, for the weekend. Get outside, do some things. So it's all good.
Or no plans at all, too. Those are
Ryan
always
says
good.
it's too hot. He's not doing anything. Too hot.
Hey, look, on days like this, I hibernate. I don't want nothing to do. But does summer feel like it's over to you, or do you feel like we're entering the dog days of summer? For me, this is the last weekend of summer, and I'll tell you why. You're looking at it right now. Fall sports season begins on Monday. The high school football players are going to be back at it, and I'm telling you, when the kids are practicing, the soccer's going back, all the back-to-school supplies. My wife went yesterday to get the back-to-school supplies. People are getting the Halloween decorations in stores.
What?
Costco selling Halloween candy and costumes. For me, when school activities begin, aka Monday with the high school football season starting practice, that's when it's over. That's how I feel.
Summer's over.
Summer's over this weekend.
It does feel, and I think we're ready for it. That is, I will tell you guys, I found this interesting. 2 different conversations I had with people about living in Arizona, and they said they were so happy to be back in Michigan because we need these seasons, we need these transitions in our life to show us that we're moving from one thing to another.
Oh, yeah.
So we celebrate the change of seasons, right? Not that we're trying to rush through summer, but we look forward to fall around here.
Yeah, and I agree with Ryan. It feels like the end of summer because I was riding past the school yesterday, and the little ones, I don't know what they call them, maybe pee-wee or midget, whatever they call the smaller league.
I don't think they call them that anymore.
No, I don't think it's that.
Okay. Wrong terms. My bad. That's what they called it when we were little. The little kids league. I'll just stick with that. Don't hashtag me on that one. It's my fault. But the smaller leagues, I saw the little guys playing, and they were so much fun. They were probably 7 or 8. And they were running through their drills, and it made me think that summer is ending and football's starting because that's a fall sport.
Are we bearing the lead, by the way? Are you guys agreeing with me that summer's over this weekend?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I am saying
I agree that it feels that way.
The feels are there, but what are we? August. We're August 6th. So
August number 6.
We still got a solid month of summer left. Don't panic. Don't panic, everybody who
I
is
still want
enjoying
to go
it.
to the beach.
Yeah, I still got things to do this
Yeah.
summer. Got a lot to accomplish.
A lot of school starts in August now.
What?
School starts in
No,
August.
he's
for a lot
right.
of,
There are a lot of kids who have to get
districts
ready to go
and
to school in
schools,
August. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Come
don't
on
know
now.
of any. But
maybe I'm just happy it's August and those kids get back to school.
oh, believe me, please go.
Please.
If you're going to be inside and enjoy the air conditioning, there's something that you may want to watch. We hinted to it in the open, and there's a story coming up where I interviewed a guy coming up a little bit later in the show. But do you remember the malice at the Palace back in 2004? That's when the Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers got into one of the most infamous basketball brawls in NBA history. There's a new documentary that outlines this incident, and it's just a fascinating look. And they have multiple cameras, angles that we may not have seen before. They're also giving us a preview of what actually happened on the court on that day, November 19th in 2004, and what the players were saying to each other, and specifically Ron Artest, who's Metta World Peace now, and Ben Wallace, what their interaction was before they actually came to an almost fight on the court that ran into the stands. This thing is something, because some people live through this and they don't want to see another frame. I understand that, but I had to watch it because I'm from Detroit, and I had some bones to pick with the director, but I say this thing is worth a watch.
And it's got to be a good film for people to be interested in it all over the country, right? Lee, you got to put together a good documentary. And it seems like from you and from what I've read from other critics, this is just a good movie. And what a fascinating, known as one of, I think, the biggest basketball brawl ever, right? Because the fans then got involved, and we've never seen anything like that at a basketball game, have we?
Ever. No, we have not. And that is one of those days that I will never forget where I was. I was producing here in the sports department for Woody, and Woody is on the air when this is all happening, and we used tapes back then, and we were recording on the game, and you always used to record to the end of the tape. We ejected the tape, and I put it in I didn't do it, but I had somebody put it into the feed room, and I got in Woody's ear, and I said, Woody, I don't have time to explain. Watch the tape and go. Just talk over it.
Wow.
And that was something, and we were on the air for a while just replaying, and he was kind of going over the video of what we were seeing, and we had never seen anything like it, and thankfully we have not seen anything like it since. That was a black eye, certainly, for the city, I believe, and for sports in general that night, and we hope we never see anything quite like that again.
I will tell you this, the guys who are in it, the Pacers and the Pistons, we're done talking about this, and some of them have never spoken about it. So you hear from Ron Artest in ways you've never heard from him before, and it frames him differently in this day and age where mental health is something athletes have to deal with openly, or do deal with openly. And also, it's Jermaine O'Neal is one of the executive producers, so I had to ask about that. How can he be an executive producer and you shine this in a light that
Who's
is
that,
even?
Lee?
Jermaine O'Neal is one of the center for the Pacers. He's one of their main players.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
So how can it be a fair film?
How can it be a fair film with him as an executive producer? But the guy explains everything, so we'll have that full story coming up, guys.
And just real quick, what turned it was the drink thrown from the stands.
Yep.
And that's what prompted Ron
Artest to go
to charge the fans, and that's when it really unraveled, right?
They had to call the police onto the court. Fans went onto the court to face players. Players went into the stands to face fans. The Pistons weren't as involved in the fight, but there were suspensions, there were arrests. So they really go over everything. Talked to the prosecutor. They talked to some of the fans that were in the altercation. They did a thorough job, even though there's one thing I didn't necessarily agree with. I thought there should have been more of, and we'll hear that coming up.
All right. We'll talk more about that this morning. But hashtag the 9, your memories of that moment. NFL training camp is barely underway, although we have been talking a lot about our Lions, right? There is talk Now, very little talk about this, guys, and I know this is a story that you guys wanted to talk about because I think it's kind of silly, the notion, but I'll go with it for you guys.
Thank you, Dina.
The biggest football game of the year, the Super Bowl. Is the Super Bowl headed to pay-per-view? Now, you had one guy saying this.
Pretty important guy, by the way.
The former head of ESPN, John Skipper is his name. And he said recently in an interview that, yeah, he thinks that one day he could see the Super Bowl headed to pay-per-view. I don't know. You guys must think there's some weight to this. I think it's a ridiculous thought. What do you guys think?
I think there's weight to it just because of who said it. John Skipper is one of the most innovative television icons, I will call him, of our time. And he is able to, I think, in the industry, kind of predict where things are going. And that is something that he mentioned as a possibility, a strong possibility. Now, everything is changing. You know, so many things are changing. The Ohio State head football coach just last week said 5 years from now, you will not recognize college football. Everything you thought you knew about college football and the way you watch college football, 5 years from now, you will not recognize the game that you watched for the last 100 years plus. And maybe that's the case too for television, or how we view sports in general, or just television, entertainment as it is.
All right, we'll see. I don't know. To me, and this is, just viewer speak, not a sports expert, but these ads make all kinds of money, and it's a very successful. If there's one successful live sporting event on television that brings in a ton of cash, it's the Super Bowl.
But it could make even more money to me if it would pay per view, because a lot of people would pay to see it. And I didn't think, when I was younger, you could watch all the sports on television for free. But now, in even the splintering of sports, meaning you get some games, NFL games, you can watch on the network for free over the air television. There's some that are on cable stations that you cannot watch for free. And basketball, it's hard to watch your team as they play in different places because it's going to be on different networks and you can't catch the games. So it's changing, and I think it's going to continue to change.
I think just to put a bow on it.
You lost me. I'm trying to pay attention.
Just to put a bow.
Dina's done.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
Just to put a bow on it,
Tired.
but just to bottom line you for a second
Yes,
here.
please.
Topics like this are not going to be settled today, tomorrow, next year, or even 2 years from now. But things like this, it doesn't surprise me anymore. If the Super Bowl one day in the next 5 years is pay-per-view, wouldn't shock me. Speaking of the NFL, some exciting news for Detroit Lions fans. Former Lions legend, wide receiver Calvin Johnson going into the Hall of Fame this weekend.
Bravo, bravo.
Now take a listen to what he has to say about it. He was interviewed last night at the Hall of Fame game you saw right here on Fox 2.
It's just that culmination of all your career that's just, comes to a head at that moment when you see David Baker knocking on your door. You know what it means, and it's just a job well done. It's that nod, like the football guy saying, job well done.
Job well done, absolutely. One of the things about this weekend is the strained relationship between Calvin Johnson and the Detroit Lions organization. It's not expected. It wouldn't be surprising if Calvin Johnson does not mention the Lions organization at all in his 8-minute Hall of Fame.
Why is that, right? I was trying to read
Come
Wojo's
on.
column on this, and there was a paywall, so I couldn't read it. But explain this controversy.
So when Calvin Johnson retired before the season started years ago, when he was 30, the Lions president at the time, Rod Wood, asked him if he fulfilled his signing bonus. Do you think you've earned all of your signing bonus? And made Calvin Johnson pay $1.6 million of a signing bonus back to the organization. And ever since then, there has been this divide. Now, the Lions organization did that same thing with Barry Sanders back when he abruptly retired decades ago. And it took years to repair that relationship between Barry Sanders, who did not mention the Lions organization at all in his Hall of Fame speech as well. So you talk about the two most popular Lions of all time, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, having strained relationships with the organization. That's a really bad look. I really hope they're able to repair that one day soon. It was able to be repaired with Barry Sanders. They ultimately paid him. Hopefully they do the same with Calvin Johnson.
Is that typical in other sports teams to do that? It's just a Lions thing?
I don't know.
I don't think it's typical.
That's embarrassing.
You think if you have a star player, when he leaves, you just, you pay him.
Well,
I mean, he's Megatron.
right.
Yeah.
Best nickname in all of
Come
sports.
on.
Yeah, we just want everybody to get along. That's all. And the Lions organization, to their credit, are trying to repair their relationship, but it doesn't sound like Calvin's budging.
I know how they could repair it.
Yeah, I got 1.6 million reasons how they can repair it. What do you think? Hashtag the 9, Twitter, Facebook, if you want to get involved in the conversation.
Time now for our mugshot giveaway as well. You have till 10 a.m. to go to our website, fox2detroit.com, or our Facebook page to enter. Michael Estimate.
Hey, Dina, Lee, and Ryan, I'm going to circle back to one thing you guys mentioned before. I know that you thought maybe summer was over, but Mother Nature has other ideas. I'm on Team Dina on this one. We've experienced 7 days of 90-degree heat already in 2021, and we have several more on the way. More on when you can expect more 90s in your backyard coming up right after this.
Michael, let's talk about those Detroit Pistons. They are looking to showcase some homegrown talent right here from Detroit this weekend as the team is auditioning recruits that will perform at Little Caesars Arena. Fox 2's Josh Landon has more this morning. Good morning to you, Josh.
Hey Lee, good morning to you. We are live outside of LCA to give you a preview of the first ever DTE Talent Search here at Little Caesars Arena. Happening on Sunday, it's an opportunity for local talent here in the city of Detroit to perform at a Pistons game this upcoming season. To elaborate a little bit more on what this Talent Search is all about, Claire, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Hey, thank you for joining us. So tell us how this Talent Search came together. It's kind of like a little bit of everything you're looking for.
Yes, for sure. So the Detroit Pistons are holding this first ever talent search right here at Little Caesars Arena on Sunday. Begins at 10 a.m. We're looking for national anthem performers, guest DJs, and halftime acts for a chance to be selected to perform at a Pistons game next season.
Now, we're outside of LCA talking about it this morning because the deadline to participate or to audition this weekend is tonight at midnight.
Correct. So pre-register on pistons.com. Registration closes tonight at midnight, so be sure to sign up now.
And give us a lay of the land when you come here on Sunday to audition. It kicks off at 9:30, 10 a.m. What happens?
For sure. So you can sign up for a time block, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, or 4 to 6. You would arrive 30 minutes prior to your confirmed time block, check in, get your number, make your way down to the arena floor, and audition for a guest judging panel, up to 10 guest judges, industry professionals, 313 celebs and influencers, and some really great networking opportunities for the talent that comes as well.
Okay, so if you're home watching right now and you're thinking like, ooh, I have the talent to do this, how long should you be thinking for your audition? Is it a 5-minute audition, 10-minute? What should a person get in their mindset?
Absolutely. So in order for everybody to be seen, we're asking that everyone comes prepared with a 2-minute or under piece. So whatever it is of your talent, give us a 2-minute taste of what you got.
All right, well, Claire, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You got it. And guys, I'm going to send it back to you again. Singers, dancers, musicians, all of the above. Come out and show your talent this weekend at LCA. And again, you may have an opportunity to perform at a Pistons game this upcoming season. And we're expecting the Pistons to be a young, hot team in the NBA. Lee, Ryan, Dina, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Josh. I'm getting my song ready as we speak. Thank you very much for that live report. Dina, over to you.
Good job out there, everybody. It's hot out already. We are working for you and our four-legged friends. Fox 2 teaming up with the city of Detroit for an all-day animal adoption event. This pooch, I think her name is Tulip, is getting lots of airtime this morning. We'll tell you how you can meet your best friend when we come right back.
The 9.
Dozens of dogs are ready to find new homes, and we are helping them today as we, Fox 2, and our own Kelly Rowe joins us Live from outside the studios with details of a special event. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I'm here with Detroit Animal Care, and it is a fabulous event working towards getting these lovely dogs just like Neon a new home. And we're also here with Mark, who's going to tell us a little bit about what we're trying to do here today.
Well, we're trying to find homes for dogs like Neon here. We get in so many strays, and we ask them where they came from, and when they go woof, Google Translate just doesn't work. So when they get in, they get evaluated, they get a full set of shots, they get dewormed, and then as soon as we're able to track down a home for them, they get spayed or neutered and go to their new family.
And this is Little Neon, and where can we find a little bit more about other dogs just like Neon available?
Well, we tell folks the best way to find out who's available is to come visit. That's 7401 Chrysler Drive. We're there from 10:30 to 3:30, 7 days a week, and your new best friend's waiting for you. But you can also go online to Available Dogs at DACC's Facebook page, or you can check the city's website and go to the links from the health department and our department.
And this is a good chance to see if, you have chemistry with the dog. I kind of feel like we have some chemistry today, so yeah.
Absolutely. Again, and we want folks to be comfortable that they're making the right choice. And sometimes you get a dog home and things just don't work out. So we encourage people, if they are interested, to come down and adopt or foster. But if it doesn't quite work out, come back, because we're going to get more information and maybe we'll make a better match next time. But dogs like Neon here, check out those paws. Wow. She's going to be a bruiser.
And speaking of adoption, sometimes that's not the best choice for everyone. So you have a foster care program as well.
That's right. If you're not in the position that you're going to be able to take on a permanent dog, but you can give us a home that's halfway between our home and someone else's, we encourage folks to sign up for the foster program and help dogs like Neon spend their time on your couch instead of our kennel.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. We'll check back in a little bit. Again, Detroit Animal Care is here, and we're working to get you your forever friend. Back to you guys.
All right, very good. And Kelly, so you go on, if you want to learn more about the dogs and the whole process, you go on our app, right? That's the best way to do it? Yeah, I don't think Kelly can hear me, but I believe.
Yes, you do believe you go on our app, Dina.
You go on the app, and we've shown a couple of the cute dogs, but of course we know that there are a lot available right now. So guys, and I know during pandemic a lot of people were rescuing dogs, but also I think the other problem happened too, where a lot of dogs were left at shelters.
Yeah, definitely a great thing today, though, if you want to help out there. Go to the Fox 2 News app. So more Americans quit their job in April than any other month on record. Can you believe that? It's been coined the Great Resignation. But before you actually go ahead and quit your job, you'll want to do a couple of things. Number one, you want to make sure you're able to do that financially. How do you do that? We'll have a live interview and let you know everything next.
9.
This is a topic I'm actually fascinated in. We are in an era of people quitting their jobs left and right. It is being called the Great Resignation. More Americans quit their job in the month of April than any other month on record. But before you decide to be trendy and quit that job, financial expert Kirk Cassidy has some things for us to think about. First, Kirk, thanks so much for joining us this morning, because it's in the news all the time about people quitting. So the first question I will ask you, why are people leaving their job?
Well, Ryan, there was 4 million people who left the workforce in April, with 9.3 million jobs available, which is really interesting. And they say, right? They say, and who they are, we don't know, but they say there's a couple of reasons that contribute to this. One is we've got 10,000 baby boomers retiring every single day. We have the baby boomer generation entering the retirement phase of their lives. But we also have a situation where we've had some COVID relief. We've had unextended unemployment benefits and increased unemployment benefits in a very stressful year, where maybe some people just needed a little bit of a break, maybe take the summer off to take some time to figure out what do they want for their careers and what do they want to do as the future goes forward. Because the reality is there's plenty of jobs. So they really get to pick and choose and sort of get the opportunity to make more money and step up their careers.
That's really a great analysis, too, because for every age group, there's a reason why you may want to leave your job. For those who are considering it, what would you tell them about their own finances? What is one of or the first two things that they need to do before they even move forward at all with doing this?
Well, I think for younger people, some of them are in a better position than they've been in a long time, right? Personal savings accounts and checking accounts are higher than they've ever been. So maybe that's giving them a little bit of freedom to go explore other opportunities. For baby boomers who are now entering the time for retirement, I would very much caution them to make sure they understand what they are going to spend in retirement, because people underestimate this. The stunning statistic is 66% of people who retire will spend more money in the first 5 years that they retire than they did the last 5 years they were working. So this is a misconception that many people have, that they're going to live on less money. So my recommendation is try for 6 to 12 months to live on whatever budget you think you can live on in retirement before you pull that trigger and retire.
That's fantastic advice. And for our viewers, if you could just say that one more time, try living on that budget before you retire, so that way it's a little bit easier when you actually retire.
Ryan, right, there is no do-overs, as I like to say, in retirement. When we're 75 and 80 years old, realizing we made a mistake, I'm not going back to work. So if you really think that you're gonna be able to change and adjust your lifestyle, maybe you need to try to live on that budget for 6 to 12 months before you pull the trigger and retire. Because I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised, right? You have 2,500 extra hours a year that you were spent working once you retire doing nothing, which adds to more people spending, and that's why 66 people spend more.
That is fantastic. Kirk Cassidy, I really enjoyed this. Hope to do it again soon, because I think it's a fascinating topic as we navigate through this next year and these next few years. Thanks so much, Kirk Cassidy. Lee?
You got it. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Take care.
Lee?
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's all about a sequel, or maybe it's more than a sequel. The Suicide Squad. Are you ready to go and see it? Well, critically speaking, I say gear up and go. It's so much fun, but it might be offensive to some. I'll break it down why. Of course, critically speaking next. All right, you don't need to have seen the 2016 Suicide Squad to like this new reboot kind of sequel kind of movie. And critically speaking, it's the writing and the stars, to me, that make this one work. Even though one of the stars has a golden toilet seat on his head.
It's not a toilet seat, it's a beacon of freedom.
Third floor, hallway's clear.
What are you guys doing?
They are making a funny, violent, and engaging movie that is better than the first one. The Suicide Squad is much more engaging, irreverent, and funnier than I thought it would be. And mind you, the bar for me was very low.
Robert Dubois. He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
Idris Elba takes over the role of Bloodsport, and the whole time I was watching him, I never once thought of Will Smith playing this character.
Yo, is this a dog?
What?
Is this thing a dog?
One of the best parts of this film is the introduction of new squad members that are even more crazy and bizarre than the originals. There's a man shark, a rat lady, and a guy who shoots polka dots. Plus, the Peacemaker, who is played by John Cena.
You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester. It's coming from a guy that wears a toilet seat on his head.
And this is one time where I think John Cena more than carries his own and does a good job acting in the film.
Because I could easily cut from your look over to that stuff happening and then back to you.
But the reason this movie works is because of its director, James Gunn. The guy who brought us Guardians of the Galaxy is behind the camera here.
All right. Let's get it.
And he knows how to make a fun, heartful, engaging film that is cutting-edge funny with lots of action to keep you cringing, jumping, and laughing all the way through to the end. Now, I laughed multiple times during this movie, but some of the stuff that happens, I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at. I can see where this movie could offend people, but it's clear from the start their mission is to make you laugh and entertain, and it never really veers off course from being audacious. The Suicide Squad gets a hearty thumbs up for me, and by the way, Viola Davis is in this movie. I love the role she plays as kind of the person who runs the Suicide Squad. It's one of those movies that is better than that 2016 version.
So Lee, just a question, and maybe people at home are wondering this too. What is the Suicide Squad? And that word suicide, and I don't mean to be a big downer here, but that's such a weighted word that it feels weird to me, and perhaps it's just because I'm not part of this comic book universe.
Right.
It feels like a weird title.
Word to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a title taken from the comic book in the DC universe, and the Suicide Squad is a bunch of ex-cons that were sent to jail, these kind of villains that are sent to jail, and for them to get a chance to get out of jail, they have to do these missions that might kill them. So that's why they're called the Suicide Squad, because the likelihood of them, they either succeed or they don't return home. So it's a suicide mission, which is taken from a military term.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Guys, and a big hearty thumbs up, Ryan.
Two of them.
Oh man, I jumped, I laughed. It's a good movie.
All right, we're heading back outside. We got some cute pups. We got a gazebo. We got Kelly Rowe. We're going to tell you how you are needed to adopt some of these.
Good
So
puppy,
cute.
good puppy.
Ah, very nice.
Watching The Nine.
All right, welcome back, and I'm with probably the cutest dog I've ever been around. We've spent some time cuddling so far. This is Neon. This is one of just a few. Here you go. I got this just for you. Oh, yeah. This is just one of many adorable animals at Detroit Animal Care looking for homes, although we're kind of bonding a little bit this morning, so I'm not sure if this one will make it home. But so far, we're hanging out with Mark as well to tell us a little bit about why we need to find homes for these beautiful animals.
Well, Detroit Animal Care, just like every other shelter and rescue in the area, we are all full. So we are looking for adopters and fosters, pretty much anyone that's willing to bring a new family member or friend home to visit us. And we're going to be having some great adoption specials this weekend down at Detroit Animal Care at 7401 Chrysler Drive from 10:30 to 3:30, 7 days a week.
And sometimes when you think about getting a dog, some of those upfront costs might make you a little bit nervous, but you provided a lot of those already.
Absolutely. It's a package deal. Dogs like Neon here come with their first set of shots. They come vaccinated against rabies. They're spayed or neutered, depending on boys or girls. They come with a city dog license, and we send them home with a nice set of bling. They get collars, harnesses, all the stuff that they need to start out at your house instead of our house.
And some doggy treats as well, I saw.
Oh, absolutely.
You love those, don't you?
Doggy treats and food.
All right. Well, we'll check back in with Mark in just a little bit. Michael, back to you.
Kelly, thank you so much. Boy, that looked like a ton of fun. And what a cute little puppy, too. And speaking about cute puppies, I got to introduce you to our furry friend this morning. This is little Gizmo. Doug, thank you so much for that.
Michael, I love that graphic. The steep dip down from Wednesday to Thursday of next week from 90 to 87.
Michael, you need to make what do you call it? Another graphic. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I can't think of the words, but a graphic that shows Ryan's activity level. So when the temperature goes up, Ryan's down here, and then a converse, you know.
Hey, I'm not the only one staying inside on these 90 and humid days.
Hey, I'm right with you, bud.
Right?
Believe me. Lazy.
Believe me.
Lazy. All right. Next on The Nine, we're going to read your comments using hashtag The Nine. You guys know what I'm talking about. What do you call it when there's a inverse relationship? Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly
I gotta
what I
ask
was
the
going to say.
smart guy over there.
Good job, Michael. That's right.